Today, I'll show you how to host MKDocs on Cloudflare Pages so you can serve your documentation quickly, securely, and with minimal configuration. We'll go step by step, and by the end, you'll have your MKDocs site automatically building and deploying from your Git repository. Let's start from your Cloudflare dashboard. Make sure you're logged into your Cloudflare account in your browser. Once you're on the main dashboard, look at the navigation menu, usually on the left-hand side. Here, you'll see a section labeled Workers and Pages. Go ahead and click that. When the Workers and Pages area opens, you'll see options for different kinds of applications. What we want is a Pages project because Cloudflare Pages is what will actually host our MKDocs site. Look for a button or link that says Create Application. Click that and then choose Pages as the type of application you want to create. This tells Cloudflare that you're setting up a static site workflow rather than a serverless worker. Next, you'll be asked how you want to connect your project. Since MKDocs is typically stored in a Git repository, and we want automatic deployments whenever we push changes, choose the option that says Connect to Git. This is an important step because it lets Cloudflare watch your repository and rebuild your site whenever your documentation changes. When you select Connect to Git, Cloudflare will prompt you to choose a Git provider, usually GitHub, GitLab, or a similar service. In this tutorial, we'll assume you're using GitHub as that's the most common setup. If this is your first time connecting GitHub to Cloudflare, you may see a prompt asking you to authorize access. Follow the on-screen instructions to grant Cloudflare permission to read your repositories. You can usually limit access to specific repositories if you prefer. Once authorization is complete, you'll see a list of your GitHub repositories. Take a moment to find the repository that contains your MKDocs project. This should be the same repository where your mkdocs.yml file and your documentation source files live. When you've located the correct repository, click on it to select it. After selecting your repository, click the Begin Setup button. This is where Cloudflare starts walking you through the remaining configuration details, such as the build command and the output directory. For MKDocs, you'll typically configure a build command like MKDocs build and set your output folder to site, since that's where MKDocs puts the generated files by default. If your repository already has a working MKDocs configuration, Cloudflare will simply run that build for every deployment. As you move through the setup, double check that the production branch matches where you usually push your main documentation updates, often called main or master. This ensures that when you update your docs and push to that branch, Cloudflare Pages will automatically rebuild and redeploy your site. Once you finish the setup and confirm the settings, Cloudflare will kick off the first build. You'll see a deployment in progress, and after a short time, your MKDocs site will be live on a Cloudflare Pages URL. From there, you can customize your domain, add redirects, and fine-tune settings, but the core hosting workflow is already in place.